Hey, Judy.
Yes, William.
I have a bouquet for you.
You do? Where is it?
Right there behind you.
And we have a gift for everyone next, a new episode of Garden Time. Welcome to Garden Time, and happy Mother's Day weekend to all the moms out there.
We are standing here at the Jane Martin Garden, which is right at the beginning of the Crystal Springs Rhododendron Garden. In fact, later on in the show today, I'm going to be talking to Red about all the great things that are happening right here on Mother's Day.
If you're looking for something to do with Mom this weekend, we have the show for you. Coming up in the show, we'll be going to Adam and Peonies and showing you all the beautiful flowers out there.
We'll also be revealing some of the most beautiful new plants specifically for hanging baskets.
But first, planting tomatoes.
You know, every year one of the most exciting things to do in our gardens is plant tomatoes,
It
Judy.
is.
And so we're going to give you a few tips on how to ensure success for your own crops.
You know, when I think of one of the big tips is to add calcium or lime into the planting hole. This way, if you add it in, you won't have the blossom end rot, which is that black kind of ends of your tomatoes once they get ripened, and it makes them really unsightly. So use about a quarter cup at the bottom of your planting holes of lime and just kind of mix it in there.
Then once you do that, just pop your tomato out. Now, if you're going to plant tomatoes deep, which you can do, you can plant them much deeper than they are in the pot. Be sure and just pinch off those extra little leaves, fluff up the roots a little, and just drop it in the hole.
And you want to add a little bit of extra soil in there and then get some good transplant fertilizer. We're using a spoma, and you want to put about 2 to 3 tablespoons right around in that planting hole there.
And then usually, you know, it is kind of scary to plant your plant too deep because we often say don't do that. But like, you know, tomatoes are one that you can, so don't be afraid to get it in there good, give it a little tamp down, and you're ready to go.
And another great tip is in case you're still having cool nighttime temperatures, you need to protect those tomatoes to get a jump on the season. We have something called walls of water, and it's this plastic ring that has these tubular holes in it, and you fill it up with water. Use a bucket in the center, and it kind of gives it some support, and you just kind of go around with your hose and fill up each one of these little cells. And all you do is kind of slip it right over that tomato there, and at night you kind of close the top, and then it protects that tomato. You get, for some extra support, just put your tomato cage right around it.
You can do that too. Now, if you just have tomato cages and you don't have a wall of water, you can put those in to prepare for when they start growing. But if a cold night snaps up and we get a little frost, you can throw some frost blanket over the cage, or, you know, wrap some clear plastic around it, whatever works, just to give that plant a little extra protection.
You know, your tomatoes are going to have a great start with all these tips. So really, get out there and get your tomatoes and get them in the ground.
You know, every year we gardeners love to buy new plants and put them in our yards, and sometimes we don't know what to do with the tags. So you can depend on your memory to remember what they are. Some people put them by the plants, but then inevitably maybe we move the plant, or as I've experienced, a crow comes and takes the tag and flies off with it. Then you have to solely depend on your memory to try to remember what the full name of the plant was.
So we heard about this great system that all you need is a wire and a hole punch. And so you punch a hole in the tag.
There you go, like that.
Right. And then you thread it on the wire, and you have all these tags of the plants in your garden right at your fingertips. You could hang it in your shed or garage, and when you need the culture of that plant, it's right there handy for you.
So making sure you keep and remember the names of your plants by using the tags, that's our tip of the week.
Spring is here, and May is the time to bring spectacular colors and fragrance to your garden. Farmington Gardens can help you succeed in any corner of your garden. Let us help with Mother's Day too. Choose from hanging baskets, container gardens, veggie starts, water features, or something truly unique from our gift shop. Farmington Gardens brings May colors to life. Open every day, just a short drive out Farmington Road. Farmington Gardens, we're growing for you.
For over 100 years, Collier Arbor Care and Bartlett Tree Experts have provided tree and shrub care services to the Portland metropolitan area.
From large tree and small shrub pruning, tree removal, and stump grinding, we can handle all your tree care needs.
Our arborists diagnose and treat your toughest insect and disease problems.
We also have organic solutions for growing and maintaining healthy gardens, as well as organic nutrition for your trees and shrubs.
Collier and Bartlett, environmentally friendly since 1907.
Peonies, bold and beautiful, an old favorite, but ever new, and perfect for your garden. At Adelman Peonies, you'll find hundreds of different peonies, bush, ito, and tree peonies covering 20 acres. Come stroll the display garden, then find a special plant or bouquet to take home. Join us any day of the week for beautiful color or weekends for special events. Adelman Peonies is just east of I-5 at exit 263 on Brook Lake Road or online at peonyparadise.com.
Dram is celebrating 75 years of design and manufacturing of quality watering tools. Dram products feature 9 water patterns and are designed to nurture your plants with a shower of rain. Dram for lawn and garden, available at garden centers near you.
Create a beautiful living space both inside and out with the help of Terra Casa.
Outside, you'll find pottery, fountains, and decor to make your garden unforgettable.
And inside, there are home furnishings and just the right accents to make your home warm, inviting, and most importantly, comfortable.
Terra Casa has a huge selection of merchandise to fit any home or budget. Plus, we still have all the unique and distinctive gifts that you have come to expect from Terra Casa.
Terra Casa in downtown Damascus.
So I am here at the Crystal Springs Rhododendron Garden, and of course I'm with Red Cavender. How are you, Red?
Good, glad to see you.
So I have to ask, we've been to so many amazing places already this spring, and a consistent thing that is happening is the blooms seem to be wildly off a little bit this year.
Yes,
Has that happened here?
Definitely. The early things were 3 weeks early. The late things are 2 weeks or 3 weeks early.
So whichever way it went, it always ended early.
Right, it always ended early. But there's still a lot in the garden.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely gorgeous, as you can see around us.
Yeah, there really are. And then I also was so interested again on, because you guys have so many rhododendrons and azaleas in this area. What has happened with the mite? Have we heard more about
The
it?
lace bug, we haven't seen it yet. And it takes a certain number of degree days for them to hatch. But with the weather the way it's been, get your magnifying glass and start going to look, because they're apt to be out anytime.
So really, it's if you just do a little preventative, that helps a lot with those things.
That helps considerably, yes.
And then every year we have so much fun with the Mother's Day event that happens here at Crystal Springs. What's happening with that this year?
Well, again, Mother's Day weekend, our plant sale will be 9 to 5 both days. We also have a cut flower show, and the public is invited to bring entries. Please do bring entries.
So you don't have to have some special license or anything, just the general public.
You just have to have a rhododendron or azalea in hand.
Oh, nice.
And the entries are taken 6:30 to 8:30 on Friday evening and 7 to 9:30 on Saturday morning. And if you don't know the name, we've got experts that'll tell you.
So just as long as you bring that in, do they need to sign up early or anything for that?
Nope. Just walk in with a plant.
And then, of course,
with a cut flower.
With a cut flower, yeah, not just any random plant.
Yeah.
And then you guys always have great rhodies for sale at the Mother's Day sale, but you also have some companion sales as well this year.
Right. We'll have most of the parking lot will be full of rhododendrons, but we have 4 companion plant vendors who will have a great variety, plus 2 artists.
And you mean, I'm assuming you mean music, not somebody who's going to do painting, or is it all kinds of artists?
No, I mean, see, metal art. And,
oh, nice.
Garden art.
Yeah, garden art. That's wonderful.
Things to put in your garden.
And where can they go to get all the information on this?
rhodies.org is the Portland chapter website.
And you guys also have a lot of other great information about rhododendrons themselves and what's going on with them.
You can learn to control a lace bug.
Yeah.
How to fertilize and all those other things.
All that great information to make the rhodies in our own garden look as good as the ones here, huh?
Certainly.
So for more information on what's happening at Mother's Day, and also for more information on this beautiful Crystal Springs Rhododendron Garden, you can go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to both websites. Always a pleasure. Thanks.
Well, thank you. It's fun to do this.
Garden Time is brought to you by Capital Subaru, your way on the Parkway.
They had to take the car, they had to get it open with the jaws of life, take me out on a backboard, took me to a Trauma One center. I absolutely feel like the Subaru saved my life.
Well, we trust Capital. We trust our salesperson here, Jackie.
Jackie's great. I believe that she really cares about us.
She teaches me about the Subaru.
Our way on the Parkway.
At French Prairie Perennials, we take pride at being different. From rare, unique, and unusual plant material and handcrafted garden art to our visualscaping program, we can help you create an outdoor living space as unique as you are. Our gift shop has home and garden decor and gifts for all occasions. Visit us at our new location in Aurora, a quick drive from Portland off I-5. French Prairie Perennials. Outdoor living elevated.
Since 1982, the Wall has been making local gardens beautiful, naturally. Whether you need a new wall, concrete patio, fire pit, or driveway, the Wall's expert craftsmen can build it. We back up our work with a 5-year warranty, so you'll know it'll last. We use the highest quality materials, including stamped colored concrete, natural stone, and we're the leader in using recycled concrete. Create an outdoor environment you'll enjoy for years, with the help of your friends at The Wall.
Since 1926, Bonide has worked with homeowners to make their homes and gardens beautiful. If you have a garden problem, Bonide has the answer. Repels All from Bonide works 3 ways through touch, taste, and smell with all natural ingredients so you can enjoy the garden you dreamed of without unwanted visitors. Visit Bonide.com to find a local retailer and to download your free Bonide Problem Solver app for your iPhone or Droid.
Nestled in the oaks of the Willamette Valley is a nursery that is truly exceptional. At Out in the Garden Nursery, you will find a vast array of shade plants, ornamental grasses, and hardy perennials. Let us help you bring color and texture into your garden. We offer over 100 types of perennials. Many of our plants are evergreen for year-round interest. Plus, we offer the best in personal attention. Out in the Garden Nursery, where we grow great gardens one plant at a time.
Garden Time's Incredible Edibles.
Well, you may think this is another seed starting story. Well, actually, it's all about microgreens, and I'm with Dan from Strata Farms. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Fine, thanks. And so these are microgreens, but to me it kind of looks like you've just overseeded some things that you're going to put out in the garden.
Right. That's what it essentially looks like, is that you microgreens are planted very densely in these trays, and you can do that because they don't grow for very long. They grow for only about 10 days to 3 weeks, depending on the variety. And so you can pack them in at higher density.
And so what are microgreens? It's like, to me, they're just like little seedlings.
Yeah, microgreens are 10-day-old plants, and you can plant brassicas, different types of herbs. And the thing about microgreens is that they're very nutritious. There's a high nutritional value to them. There's studies from like the University of Maryland and also Oregon State University came out with a study that shows that they can have up to 40 times the nutrients per weight as compared to their adult counterpart.
Ah, wow. So like basil, this is basil. So if I had basil that I'm going to be using in my dinner, really this would give me much more nutrition on maybe a salad.
Correct, yeah. Not only that, it spices up your salad. So maybe instead of using, a lot of salad dressing, you can put a little bit of this on and not put as much salad dressing on your salad.
All kinds of different flavors. So you have a lot of different ones here. So maybe you can kind of show us which are these different ones, because they really all look different and they're different varieties of vegetables.
Yeah, correct. So in the middle here we have opal basil. So you can grow micro herbs. So basil, shiso, amaranth here has a pretty red, color to it.
Very
and then
nice.
over here you have pea shoots. Pea shoots are probably the most common microgreen. They're vigorous growers. They can mature in about 8 to 9 days.
Wow,
and so
that is fast.
So a lot of growers use that. And then also these are sunflowers. This is also kind of a staple microgreen.
Even flowers.
Yeah.
Neat. And what's on the end?
And then on the end, this is a mix of radishes. So I call this the spicy radish mix.
Oh, so it'll even be hot, just like radish greens are when you have the vegetable.
Right. Yeah. So instead of slicing up the root, the tuber of the radish, you know, you're just eating the stem and the cotyledon leaf.
I think microgreens are kind of new, maybe a new term. I think more people are know sprouts. So what's the difference between sprouts and microgreens?
Right. So this topic I always try to explain to people at the markets. There is a fundamental difference between sprouts and microgreens, and it's essentially how they're grown. You know, sprouts, you'll typically sprout them in a mason jar with like a cheesecloth to cover it, and you'll drain it a couple times a day. Whereas microgreens, you grow them a bit differently. It's essentially like planting a regular plant outside, but you sprinkle them more densely onto the surface. So instead of sprouting them before, you just plant them at a higher density. Yeah. So you do soak some of the seeds, like pea shoots and sunflowers. You soak them just for a few hours, you know, maybe half a day. But then you plant them just like you would do, you know, any other plant.
And we do that too when we're going into the garden. Sometimes we soak our peas. So it's really the same kind of idea, the same kind of techniques, but you get these little vegetables.
Yeah.
We can see how you grow these now, but how do you harvest?
Yeah, so you harvest them, so I was telling you, they're 10-day-old plants, so you want to harvest them at their peak freshness, and that's roughly at about 10 days. So how we harvest them at the markets and before we ship them to retail is you essentially just give them a haircut. You just snip them down near the base of the stems, and that way you're not getting any of the soil or any of the roots that are down in the hydroponic solution. So you have a really safe, clean product, and then we just place them in the clamshells for our customers, and you can mix the different varieties into one clamshell at the markets. We sell them at the local farmers markets around town, and then also we are starting to deliver to some retail locations, local food co-ops, and then also new seasons.
Oh, that's great. So you can get them packaged right there in the grocery store.
Yeah, so at the grocery store we'll sell them in these clamshells in different sizes. There will be a larger size, and then also these smaller grab-and-go clamshells.
Ah, that is good. So really, if you want to find these, you can go to our website, gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to their Facebook page and their website, and you can find out where you can go to get these fresh, or you can go to the grocery store and pick them up. Well, thanks so much. It's really been interesting to find out all about this new thing.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Thanks.
It is a real delight for me to be here at Garden Fever, one of my favorite urban garden centers, and I'm here with Mark. And Mark, this is Plant Pick of the Week. What is the plant this time?
So the plant this time is lewisia, and we have a couple varieties. And
why do you like it? Why do you?
I love it. I love the colors of this particular cultivar, and I'm kind of a sucker for succulents.
It's true.
And I've always loved lewisia.
Well, to get a little more information on how this grows well here in the Northwest, I'm here with Lori, and you are the proud owner of Garden Fever, aren't you?
I most certainly am. My husband Richard and I are both very proud.
And so tell us, what's the best way to make this? Because they're very hardy here. How do we have success with it?
They are very hardy. They're actually natives to the West Coast.
Nice.
And we grow them in our yard in a very, very well-drained soil. They're the perfect rock garden plant.
Oh, wonderful.
And what we've done is we've created little nooks and crannies with some boulders in the beds, and then we filled those little nooks with more gravel than soil, maybe a little soil that it's going to come with in this pot, but you just put it in that gravel and then surround it with decorative rocks. It loves it.
And it's fine.
It's fine. It's hardy all year long. It's evergreen all year long.
Nice.
And then it blooms. You know, these are starting to bloom a little early because it's gotten warmer earlier, but usually late spring through summer sometime.
So where can we find these great little plants from Little Prince?
So we can find these great little plants at Garden Fever, of course, and any other garden center in Portland or Seattle. Many places carry our plants. So, and find Little Prince on Facebook, because we post crop photos almost every day, and you can see what's new and cool on that page.
So there you go. You can go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to their websites, find the perfect plant for that perfect spot in your garden, and I bet it's going to be a lewisia. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
This week's plant pick is brought to you by Little Prince. Our plants won't croak. Welcome to Drake's, not your ordinary garden center. Grab a cup of coffee at Antonio's and wander the nursery for the perfect plant. Check out the landscape design showrooms for ideas, then meet with a designer. Come pick out a bouquet of flowers for dinner or for that someone special. Find something distinctive for your home or your garden. Imagine the possibilities and let Drake's turn them into realities. Drake's 7Ds on Southwest Shoals Ferry Road in Portland.
Damien, fancy meeting you here at Standard TV and Appliance.
I had no idea they sold mattresses.
Why, certainly they do. As a matter of fact, they have the largest selection of Beauty Rest mattresses in the entire state.
Huge price cuts now on Standard's all-star lineup of mattresses, including Beauty Rest Black.
I'm going to sleep great tonight.
A hometown favorite since 1947 for appliances, TVs,
and mattresses.
You got it. Standard TV and Appliance.
Judy, do you remember when I asked you if you liked me? I mean, if you really liked me?
Yeah, I liked you on Facebook.
Yeah, well, I need you to do that again.
Well, we really need everyone to like the new Facebook page for Garden Time. So you just go to gardentime.tv and click on the Facebook icon and like us again for our brand new page.
Welcome to Blooming Junction, where it's easy to connect with nature. At Blooming Junction, you'll find beautiful, healthy plants, good, fresh food, and a place to regain peace and calm in your life. We have an unsurpassed collection of unique and distinctive plants and the expertise to help any gardener be successful. And we feature Blooming Advantage plants. Come check out Blooming Junction for an inspiring experience in the garden or in the kitchen. Blooming Junction, offering quality plants for beautiful gardens.
Your garden is only as good as the ingredients you use. Black Gold can help. Black Gold all-purpose potting soil will provide moisture retention and good drainage. Plus, it is formulated with a controlled release fertilizer, so it will feed your plants up to 6 months, so you don't have to. Look for Black Gold at your local garden center, or go online to blackgold.bz. Black Gold, all the riches of the earth.
So I'm here with Carol Adelman, and we are at Adelman Peony Gardens. Now, Carol, about a week ago, Judy was out here talking to you about the tree peonies and how they were blooming. Now there's a whole nother group of peonies that are blooming. What ones are those?
We have the herbaceous hybrids blooming right now, and they're crosses with the peony from China, the lactiflora, with varieties from the Mediterranean, Central Europe. So they bloom earlier than the Chinese ones, and they have brighter and bolder colors.
And do they also tend to be then herbaceous ones?
Yes, they also die to the ground.
And one of the things that I think a lot of us don't realize, I certainly didn't, is that even in this wonderful flower, that there seems to be so many of them, there's so many because there's a lot of hybridizing still going on. Tell me about this brand new one that we're standing in the field of.
This is a cross between a pink one and a yellow one, and so has some of the characteristics of both, and this is called Pastel Elegance.
It is absolutely beautiful, and I'm going to grab this one down. Look how, I mean, I know this is an older one, but it's massive.
Yes.
That's a huge bloom. And in your, in the places here where you can come and buy peonies, you actually have the mother, the father, and this one to show how it was created.
Right.
And what is the benefit of that for peonies? Do you find that are they also not just color, do they make them sturdier, more fragrant, all of that?
Well, they're trying to, of course, get sturdier stems in them so that they'll stand up quite well and bring in some new colors. And of course, most people really like the double flower forms, so that's one of the things the hybridizer is looking for.
So I'm going to make an assumption, Carol, correct me if I'm wrong. If you plant different varieties of types of peonies, you could expand the bloom season in your garden.
Yes, you can get up to six weeks from the early ones to the late ones. Usually the tree peonies start first, and then these herbaceous hybrids, and then the lactifloras. But in our catalog we have early, mid-season, and late blooms marked so that you can choose the different periods so that you can have a longer bloom season.
And what about care? They're pretty simple, aren't they, to take care of?
They take very little care. Suggest putting some tulip daffodil bulb fertilizer on them in the fall when the rainy season starts. And also in the late fall, cut the foliage off clear to the ground so that they have a new area to come up in the spring. And they're perennials, they'll come up again every year.
And you know, I hear so many people talking about ants on peonies. What is your story about that?
Well, the ants are just there for the sugar that the plant sends up to the bud to help it grow and develop. If there's an excess of sugar, it goes to the outside of the bud. The ants are just like the kids. They're there for the sugar. When the sugar's gone, they're gone. But if you have an overabundance of ants, you want to take some flowers in the house, you can run water in a bowl and slush the flower head and the ants will float off. And
easy.
And take your flowers in the house with no ants.
Well, you know, the wonderful thing about this time of year out at Adelman's is that they have so many beautiful blossoms to look at, colors to choose from. You can also walk out here in the fields, and with Mother's Day coming up, you don't want to miss that opportunity. So for more information, go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to their website. Thank you, Carol.
Thank you.
I'm at French Prairie Gardens and Family Farm with Katie, and Katie, baskets are all you're about today, isn't it?
It is. It's Mother's Day weekend this weekend, so of course everybody wants baskets for Mom.
And so we love to come and pick them out. So why don't you tell us a little bit about a few of the highlights, like some of your favorites this year?
Yeah, well, we come up with our basket combinations every year ourselves and redo them, and so sometimes we like to add fun new things. So this salmon-y petunia is actually a Saguna salmon, very large petunia, lots of color, and you don't find a true orangey salmon petunia very often.
And it's really pretty with the orange geranium, this monotone. William was saying it's really stunning because you don't see monotone kind of colorings for baskets. It's usually opposites.
It is, and to be honest, there is a little potato vine tucked in there that will kind of come out late season, so you get a little bit of two-part to this basket.
And then what about this one? Man, this is totally different, dark colors with a little pink.
Definitely, it's for the pink-purple lover, so it's got that dark pink Saguna blue petunia, and then that verbena is a new introduction this year.
Pretty.
By Proven Winners. It's a Super Bena Sparkling Ruby.
Beautiful. And then just a little bit of a pink geranium, very nice.
Yeah, it keeps the top so they don't get flat, that flat bed head.
And this little kind of mini petunia is really cool. Calabracea?
Calabracea, that's correct. Yep, it is Super Bells, I believe. Holy Moly is its name because it just, holy moly, it looks great.
It's really different.
Yes.
Really, so much color going on here. I just love it.
Yes, we like to have our baskets vibrant, and we like to say they make your neighbors jealous.
For sure. And then what about this one here?
This one was actually a new one last year that we brought on. It's a verbena, and it's candy cane. So it's just gonna stay like that the whole season. Totally different. We I think have it in 2 or 3 different basket combinations this year. It was a crowd favorite last year.
Yeah, and so then how do we keep them looking this beautiful? Because, you know, we want them in our front porch just as beautiful.
Yes, water is the key. Number one is watering it daily, and when it's hot and they're telling you to drink more water, plants need more water too, so twice a day. And then the other little secret is in your hands. We use the Jack's 20-20-20 fertilizer, and you want to feed that every 2 weeks.
And so watering is the key, and then depending on sunlight, you have baskets for sun and baskets for shade.
We do. We have this house, and we have 3 other houses full of baskets. One has shade, one has single varieties, and then one has the big ones that really make your neighbors jealous. Bigger than this, yes.
Well, you know, Mother's Day weekend's big weekend for you guys, but really you're more than just Mother's Day weekend.
We are. We have lots of events going on. So our next big event is our Berries, Brews, and Barbecues, and that's 3 weekends this year. The first 3 weekends in June, and then we have our dinners on the farm this summer, and our CSA starting, so really a reason to come out and see us any day.
So you heard it from Katie. Just go to our website, we'll click you over to their website, and come on out and really enjoy the farm. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
At Garland Nursery, you'll find
top quality plants,
4 generations of garden know-how,
fun and fantastic garden decor,
and the best in garden supplies.
Come visit us at Garland Nursery.
Since 1937, inspiring beautiful and bountiful gardens.
The health and beauty of your garden starts from the ground up, and healthy soils begin at Grimm's Fuel. For the best in garden mulch, blended soils, and bark dust, choose Grimm's. U-Haul delivered or installed, Grimm's can do it. And if you're looking for a new lawn, Grimm's can do that too with our special lawn installation service. Grimm's is also the area's largest recycler of yard debris. The foundation for a healthy garden begins at Grimm's Fuel.
Surround yourself with wonderful color this summer. It's time for the annual spring sale at Hydrangeas Plus. Hydrangeas are the perfect plant for any garden, large or small. We are cleaning out our nursery, so come and take some plants home to your garden. We're offering special once-a-year pricing on nearly everything we grow. Also, check out our selection of grasses and other blooming perennials. It's the annual spring sale at Hydrangeas Plus.
Over the 30 years that our family has been in the nursery industry, we've learned that anyone can supply a customer with plants and garden supplies. But it's supplying those plants and supplies backed by a knowledgeable staff that can transform a garden and take it from ordinary to extraordinary. That's what we do at Sagawa Nursery. Why be ordinary when you can be extraordinary? Sagawa Nursery, growing beyond the ordinary.
You know, we all love summer, but there is one thing that we tend to all get upset with, and that is mosquitoes. So we wanted to give you some ideas on how to deal with the mosquitoes without having to put anything on your skin directly. You know, nature itself does a lot of good for us with the mosquitoes. So if you have herbs in your garden, and it's almost any type of plant that has a nice fragrance that comes out to us, well, they don't like that. So we have some mint here, there's some types of basil, and of course the lemon thyme works very well. Just remember that every once in a while, if you have it on your patio, you got to run by and rub them to release that fragrance.
You know, there's some new products by a company called Skeeter Screen. Now this product is a granular product that you spread right around your seating area, and you put it on about an hour before you're going to be outside, and it will kind of deter those insects, biting insects and mosquitoes from coming up and bothering you for about 7 to 10 days depending on the weather. And then I also like this one too. This one you kind of hang where you'll be sitting, and it's a ceramic egg, and then you use this oil that's derived from lemongrass. And so again, it's kind of that fragrance that deters the mosquitoes from coming around when you're entertaining on your patio.
But you know, one of the best ways to really deal with the mosquitoes is to never let them start to begin with. These are mosquito dunks. It's Bacillus thuringiensis, which is a completely natural product, and it kills the larvae in water, which is where you have to have water for them to actually really thrive. So if you can go around, drop one of these in your bird bath or your ponds, or even if you see places where rainwater collects or you have a dripping faucet, make sure to put one there. That'll keep them from ever starting up.
You know, these are just some ideas that you can use for your family, and you don't have to put it on your skin. So for more information, go to your local independent garden center and see the products that they have for you. I'm at Garden Gallery Ironworks with Don Sprague. And Don, this is a really special weekend. It's Mother's Day weekend, and you have lots of gifts that we can treat Mom to. So what do you have here?
Oh, we have so much stuff. First, we can start with it. We've just built this brand new bar, which really would look nice on your patio. We got in some new bar chairs that are metal. We're showing the sweet red pepper relish. It's made locally in Salem. We got lots of compliments here for your bar on the deck, and you can treat Mom to a great barbecue.
Really, you know, we always think about brunch, but why not a barbecue?
Why not?
And Don, for the gardening moms, you really have something special for them.
We do. We've got some great raised beds that are made from recycled barn tin, and they come in several different sizes. And you know, the old barn tin heats the soil during the day, keeps it cool or warm during the night. It just produces a great thing, and they're raised so that's really easy for them to garden in.
It is. It makes it easier on all our backs.
Yes, it does.
And I saw some cut flower peonies, and so what are you doing with peonies?
You know, we've got a whole bunch of peonies from the local grower here, and we're going to offer those on Saturday. And so then you can look around and you can find some nice vases and things like that. Pick your peonies, and however many you need for the vase, and take it home to Mom, ready to go.
That is beautiful. And I know you have something new. You have a sedum bar. So what's a sedum bar?
Sedum bar, it's brand new. No drinking, just planting. And so then what you do is you find a container that you like, and then you pick out the sedums that you like, and we'll have them in small plugs, so it'll be really easy to select them. There's lots of different ones to pick from, and then we'll help you plant them, or if you want to help plant them, we'll let you do that too.
So you can either get dirty or you guys can do them.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got it.
And then you have a special flower that you're going to be giving away, a plant.
You know, we've just contacted Heirloom Roses over in St. Paul, and they are growing the Garden Time Rose. Will be available the 1st of June, so we purchased 6 of them, and we're going to give away 6 of those roses on Saturday to 6 real special people.
Ah.
And then Heirloom Roses is also going to offer 6 of some gift certificates to that you can win as well.
Wow, but you have to come and you have to see all the beautiful gifts, and it's like, I love this too, because when you're in the garden, you need a sun hat, and you have these special garden hats.
These hats really do protect you from the sun. They got that number 50 rating.
Oh,
And you know,
beautiful.
those things, you can wad them up, stick them in your purse, put them in your wherever, and fold them out, and they're ready to go.
And also some cool new birdhouses, because you have to worry about the birds.
Oh, we have the best birdhouses. They are, I don't know what the word would be.
They're
but
kind of
they're
unique,
just
or
unique.
they're just cool.
Yep, they are that.
And then also treats. I mean, we have to treat mom and grandmom. They're special people, and they have to come today to be treated.
Oh, we're going to have so many treats, special garden cocktails, and lots of refreshments, as Garden Gallery always does.
Well, you know, today's Saturday, not tomorrow. They're going to be closed celebrating with their family, so you have to bring your family today to Garden Gallery Ironworks right in Hubbard and really celebrate your mom and see some beautiful gifts that you could bring home and treat your mom and your grandmom today. Don, thanks so much. You always treat everyone so special.
It's a pleasure.
Look at your home. Winter left behind grungy stained decks, walks, siding and lawn furniture. You know they look awful. Clean them all today with the original and still the best 30 Seconds Outdoor Cleaner. Since 1977, 30 Seconds has delivered clean when you want it clean. Easy to use, spray it on, wait, then hose away winter dirt, grime and stains from algae and mold. From our family to yours, thank you for buying 30 Seconds Outdoor Cleaner. Find it at leading home stores and garden centers.
Dram is celebrating 75 years of design and manufacturing of quality watering tools. Dram products feature 9 water patterns and are designed to nurture your plants with a shower of rain. Dram for lawn and garden, available at garden centers near you.
Do you want to garden more of the year? Then look no further than the Greenhouse Catalog. Our spacious Solex greenhouses provide plenty of room to start hundreds of plants. Get a jump on your spring garden and continue harvesting long after the first frost. Extend your growing season and enjoy mouth-watering tomatoes and fresh vegetables with Solex. Come see us in Salem for factory direct discounts. Find out more at greenhousecatalog.com.
Color, color, color. When you think of your garden, think of color. Then think of Margie's Farm and Garden. High-quality plants and great customer service are our trademark.
This weekend, spring into more savings with our 6-inch annuals, 3 for $15. Also, enjoy lunch while you shop from our visiting food truck.
Vegetables or herbs, hanging baskets or perennials, trust Margie's Farm and Garden, just off I-5 near Aurora.
Subaru Garden Days are here again. Join us at Capital Subaru in Salem for a day filled with fun, plants, and garden art. There will be free seeds, plants, and hot dogs. You could win a $100 gift card from Al's Garden Center or a $50 gift card from Drake 7Ds. See you at Subaru Garden Days.
Locally grown, fresh from the farm, stylish and sustainable, your dream yard starts at Al's Garden Center. Bring home the hues of summer with our gorgeous hanging baskets, grown locally on our farm. Choose from sun or shade combinations to instantly brighten up your home. Hanging baskets for a pop of color that brightens your home all season long. Al's Garden Centers in Woodburn, Sherwood, and Gresham.
So I'm standing here with Kevin Vaughn again, who is, in my world, Kevin, you are my plant breeder extraordinaire.
Oh, thank you.
And we're going to talk today about one of the plants that I think a lot of us really don't realize is a native, and that's the Pacific Coast iris.
Correct.
So tell me, first of all, they're stunning. So tell me a little bit about, first of all, why did you want to do breeding on these?
Well, I think they're a very fascinating group. Not many people work with them, for one thing, and
but the patterns and colors they have now are really just incredible. And considering these are only a couple of generations from the species, it's even more amazing. All these very finished looking flowers we're getting.
So tell me what you mean by that, a couple generations from the species, meaning what does that mean?
Well, literally all these species grew wild here on the West Coast.
And a long range of the West
That's right,
Coast.
from Washington all the way down to San Diego. And so all these species were then brought together by hybridizers and melded into this wonderful conglomerate that we now know as Pacific Coast native irises.
And that is one of the things that you work on when you're working with this, is just like other types of breeding, you want specific things to come out that aren't there.
Correct.
And what are some of those things?
Well, we like a very ruffled blossom. Very fat petals are some of the in things. And then of course, things with these really unique patterns like this one here. I can walk through these beds every day just looking at these amazing flowers. So.
And I noticed that there, on some of the deeper purple, it's very obvious that there's some holes in them.
Oh.
What is that?
Well, Mother Nature throws the monkey wrench our way every now and then in the form of a hailstorm. And so they aren't resistant to hail. They're resistant to many other things.
That's all it is just hail then,
That's right, yeah. Unfortunately, it came right before your crew arrived.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah, timing is everything. You know?
Well, and then I also noticed just to the left of where we're standing here are some really very tiny ones. What are these?
Okay, these are the babies. Okay, these are from crosses that I made in 2015 and rode out. And in 1 year's time, they go from this to this.
Wait, 1
year.
Oh my.
So you get from one little sprig like this to a whole clump in 1 year's time.
And you'll get the blooms.
And the blooms come with it, yes.
So that really is a lot faster than a lot of breeding takes time to do, doesn't it?
Oh, much faster, yeah. So you can see your results in a year's time, essentially.
So now there's another place. Let's walk over and do a little more chatting, but at another place and look at some more different colors, okay?
Sounds great.
So now, Kevin, we are standing in front of something that you're going to tell, because I just assumed it was pollen directly from these plants that made the other plants, but tell us how this happens.
Well, to get new hybrids, what you do is you take pollen from one individual, say this one here, and you cross it with another individual, so let's say this one here, although I wouldn't want to do that cross, it would be ugly. It would be ugly. But what happens is that you get a pod that forms like this right here, and it matures and turns brown, and in September or October, you pick the seed, and there'll be 40, 50 seeds in the pod. You plant it in the fall, and almost all of them come up, you row them out, and every one of those seedlings is different.
Oh.
And you hope pretty, too.
Yeah, that's always the hope. So then another thing about these types of irises that I really like is they're very easy and they handle a great specific space in the garden that a lot of plants struggle with. What is that?
Correct. I mean, here in the Pacific Northwest, I have a very hard time finding things that grow in dry shade.
Sure, sure.
Here we have, Douglas fir roots, maple tree roots, and the plants are just happy as all get out.
They're beautiful. Clearly they're beautiful.
Yeah.
And then tell me, Kevin, when you're looking at plants that are blooming, what is it that you're hoping to make more specifically?
Well, this pattern here is called the Valley Banner pattern. It's Ruth Hardy many years ago in Eugene, Oregon, found an iris that had stripes on it, and she named it Valley Banner. And what Valley Banner did was put stripes on everything. And so from that legacy of her, that one plant she found in the wild, we have all these beautiful stripe patterns now in these Pacific Coast native irises.
Really proving what the change can happen from one person.
Correct.
That introduced that.
Just one little happenstance like that made all the difference.
Well, these are really an amazing iris, and they do so much good work in the garden that's really kind of easy on us once they get started.
Correct.
So for more information on where you might be able to find some, you can even order online. You can go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to that website. Kevin, it is always a delight. Thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you. Bye now.
I'm down in Corvallis at OSU, and I'm here with Dana Sanchez. How are you, Dana?
I'm great, thanks.
So first of all, tell me, what is your title and position here? What do you do?
I'm here in the Department of Fisheries and Wildlife at OSU. I'm the Extension Wildlife Specialist, and I also do research on mammals.
Well, speaking of research on mammals, we are here to talk to her today about three of the things that I think a lot of gardeners probably would think they see often and frustrates them. Tell us what those are.
Well, three of the top Three of the animals that gardeners typically encounter in our area are voles, moles, and pocket gophers.
And we gardeners that love a beautiful lawn or our beds to be, we have issues with these creatures. So let's do some chatting about, first of all, how we can tell the difference, because that's confused a lot, and then maybe some of the things that we do that aren't really going to make a difference. So let's start with the difference. How do I know? It's a mound of dirt.
Okay. Well, if you have a mound of dirt, I immediately think of either pocket gopher or mole.
Okay.
And what I'd like for you to do is to find a really fresh mound of dirt and then look where there's a little sunken plug. And if it's in the middle of the mound, it's probably a mole. And if it's to the side, it's probably a gopher.
And that once, like if you take the top though and scrape it off and you see a tunnel, that's really not going to tell you specifically, is it?
That doesn't tell you so much. That helps you find what's called an active run, where they're working right now. And that can be helpful if you do decide to trap or put in a poison bait.
Okay. Well, now what about the voles? Because they confuse me a lot.
Well, voles are about mouse-sized, and they are active both on the surface. You see those little runways and tiny little holes.
And that's never moles? It's always voles?
It's usually voles.
Isn't that weird?
And then they have a whole little subway under the ground as well.
Well, bless their hearts. So now we can get an idea of how to tell the difference. What are some of the things that you have heard that work but just really don't?
Well, I frequently hear, especially for the moles and gophers, sorts of things that make noises or thumpers or sonic things, and then various brands of chewing gum and things like that. I hear a lot of things, but the fact is that there haven't been a whole lot of replicated studies to show any sort of long-term efficacy for those.
Okay. So then if you've tried the old wives' tales, you've tried all the things that you know to do, and you're still not having luck getting them out, what then are some options that work?
Well, I would back up and first make sure that you really have a problem that needs to be treated.
Okay.
If they're active in an area that doesn't count as much, then you might be able to just benefit from what they're doing in terms of bringing the soil nutrients to the surface, helping with runoff, things like that. But if they are in an area that's really high value, then you probably do need to first diagnose who it is, and that tells you how you can treat them.
So almost every day in the garden industry, I hear someone say, gophers and moles, they're eating my bulbs, they're tearing up my flower beds. What is it that they actually eat?
Well, that's where diagnosing from those mounds is really important.
Okay.
For the most part, most moles only eat insects, and things like worms and invertebrates and grubs.
Oh my God, that's
so
a bonus.
A lawn, for example, that has a lot of grubs is like a big dino.
Okay.
But the largest moles, because of their body size, they do eat some underground plant parts. They might munch on your bulbs, but for the most part, your underground damage is going to be gophers.
Okay. So Dana, if you have one of these lovely little creatures and you want to rid yourself of it, what is the best way of doing that?
Well, with moles, I would recommend a two-pronged approach. First, make your yard or your garden bed less attractive. So sometimes with lawns, that means cutting down the grubs.
Okay.
The other would then be to use a toxicant, so they have poison gummy worms to put in the runs themselves. Then the third option would be body gripping traps, but for that you need to find the active run where they're actually moving.
Okay. Well, I can tell you, Donna, that I've all my life in this industry, I've heard, they're God's little excavators, and I didn't like them anyway. But the things you said, I'd never thought about runoff, stuff like that. So they actually can serve a purpose in the garden for us.
They are. They're actually little eco-engineers. They're bringing soil nutrients to the surface, things like that.
And then I know that people are going to have questions, so you have a smart place that they can actually go to online and ask their questions.
We do, and the OSU Ask an Expert website is pinned to the extension site. Folks can upload pictures or questions, and question wranglers will actually help you find me. If you have a wildlife question, that'll come to me. If you had a horticulture question, it might come to another expert.
Wonderful. Well, Mom, I hate to disappoint you, but the gum is not going to work on the little mounds of dirt in the garden. So you have it from someone who's much more talented than I am at this. So if you have any other questions, you can go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to their website where you can look them up and get your answers. You can send in pictures, get a lot of help. Really, Dana, this was delightful. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Garden Time is brought to you by Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people.
Hi, I'm Sarah with Portland Nursery, and I'd like to invite you to check out our website where you'll find valuable gardening information that you know is local to our area. Check out our Gardening Solutions page where you'll find over 100 helpful brochures, or sign up for our email newsletter to receive timely gardening advice, inventory updates, and upcoming classes and events. Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people, on 50th and Stark, 90th and Division.
The irises are blooming. The Shriners Iris Display Gardens are now open and free to the public. Surround yourself with a rainbow of color of over 500 irises, or take a stroll in our 10-acre display garden. Smell the fragrance as you see iris paired with other beautiful blooming plants. Check out our cut flower display and pick up something for that iris lover in our gift shop. Take home a cut flower bouquet or order some for your own garden. We are easy to find. Take the Brooks exit off I-5 and follow the signs.
Your center for home and garden decor, Garden Gallery Ironworks has everything you need to make your home a showcase. For the inside, we have a great selection of Kelly Ray Roberts items, and our farmhouse style department is full of one-of-a-kind gifts. For the outside, we have arbors, trellises, planting beds, and garden decor. Everything to make your neighbors jealous. Check out our new website and then come visit us in Hubbard. Garden Gallery Ironworks.
Subaru Garden Days are here again. Join us at Capital Subaru in Salem for a day filled with fun, plants, and garden art. There will be free seeds, plants, and hot dogs. You could win a $100 gift card from Al's Garden Center or a $50 gift card from Drake 7Ds. See you at Subaru Garden Days.
Since 1987, French Prairie Gardens has brought you the best in farm fresh produce, beautiful plants, and memorable family events. Spring is here, and now is the time to get your garden ready with our wide selection of bedding plants and hanging baskets. Check out our website for our upcoming events, a schedule of our garden dinners, and information about our CSA program. Experience the best the country has to offer at French Prairie Gardens.
I'm at Terra Casa today in downtown Damascus, and Diana, really, you're so easy to get to. You're right on the main road.
We are. We're right here at the corner of Highway 212 and Foster Road.
And you know, I don't think it's too early to start talking about outdoor entertaining because the weather has just been glorious.
It's been wonderful.
We really need to maybe punch up that outdoor living area, and you have such beautiful ideas here.
We have a lot of fun ideas. There's lots of things you can do to your outdoor table, and the sooner the weather starts getting nice, which it is right now, this is going to be better for us. Spending a little more time outdoors is going to be fun with some of the things we can put on our outdoor table.
Where do you start? I have a blank table and I want to get something new or maybe even add to what I have. So where do you start?
Well, I try to start with functional pieces like an outdoor placemat. We have a lot of these that are the double-sided placemats and then the vinyl placemats that are easy to wipe off and take care of. Then adding a little bit of background with a runner, which doesn't have to necessarily get dirty or wet or anything. And then adding some ambiance in the middle with some lighting and some flowers.
And you know, I love these candles because they're not going to blow out, are they?
No, they're not. These are the best. So these are an electric candle that we take, and we have a little remote control. We can turn it on and off with a little remote control here. It actually saves on a lot of battery life too, which is really nice. You can put it in a glass hurricane, or you can go ahead and put it in something like this where you can kind of see through it, and they don't go out in the wind.
That's really an easy thing to do because you love to have some candles because sometimes you don't want that harsh overhead light.
Right. And they have a very light fragrance, and you have to actually put it up to your nose to smell it, but you shouldn't have a highly fragranced candle at your dinner table because it interferes with eating your food. So yeah.
And I love these. It's like, now what do you call these little toppers on your wine glasses?
So these are a beverage hat. We have a couple different kinds of beverage hats. As you're sitting outdoors and you're drinking your nice wine.
It's so great.
The mosquitoes, the little fruit flies like to come. This is called a bev hat, made by a company called Thirsty Bug.
These are
so
just
cute. Sits right over your wine glass. This is a silicone kind. It actually creates a seal. You can
Perfect.
Yeah, you can let go of it. But this is great when you're sitting outside and enjoying your wine. You don't have to share it with the fruit flies.
And I love the glassware because this is actually plasticware. It has like a little divot for your thumb.
Right.
But really nice for outdoors too. So in case you miss, the table, it's not going to break.
Right, exactly. And those are dishwasher safe. And we've carried those for 3 or 4 years now. And they are great for going to concerts and picnics. And
nice.
they're shatterproof. They're wonderful to take along.
And what about you? Even have place settings here. So
we
nice
do.
dishes.
We carry very few place settings. We do this to show people how you might set your table. We do sell it, of course, and I try to go for some little fun, different things here. There's just a lot of different things that we carry at the store, including the furniture you're looking at, too.
These are incredible. So now I don't have to ever clean these, or not clean them, but I don't have to refinish them.
No, these are made of 100% recycled plastic.
Very nice.
They are made with stainless steel screws. These chairs weigh upwards of 65 pounds
They're
a piece.
heavy.
They are not going to blow away in the wind. They are maintenance free, and I said they're going to outlive us. And we can pass these on down to our kids. So we have different things to choose from here. We have the pub table, we have an Adirondack love seat, side tables, and all the Adirondack chairs to match. So yeah, this is really nice stuff to carry outside and really easy to maintain too.
I really think that you have such a nice selection. You can kind of do a one-stop shop when you come over here to Terra Casa.
Somebody already stole that name. I was going to use it. But yes. We've got everything here. Right down to the paper goods you see on the table, right down to the Pacific Northwest wine selection that we have.
That.
Exactly. You can do the whole thing here.
And Diana, I see that you can even decorate your floor.
We even have outdoor rugs. This is the rug I have under my table at home. I have it in the big rectangular, but you can come in and choose an outdoor rug. These they don't fade in the sunlight,
nice.
And you hose them off. They're very, very easy to take care of, and I think they add a little special ambiance to your outdoor seating area too.
Really somewhere special to invite your friends and family.
Exactly. I think that you might have to ask him to leave, a little later on tonight. But no, it's fun. We love eating outdoors. We eat outdoors every night, even in the not so nice weather. If you've got a little bit of a cover, you can stay outside if you've got a place to keep warm. It's nice.
It's true. In Oregon, we're very lucky for that.
Yes.
And we're really lucky to have Terra Casa. So come on down to see them. They're down in Damascus. And if you need any more information about where they are, please go to Garden Time and we'll click you right over to your website.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much. Thank you for watching Garden Time today, and don't forget that there's so many places to take Mom this weekend.
Wonderful places like Adelman's Peony Display Gardens.
Shriner's Iris Gardens.
And right here at Crystal Springs Rhododendron Garden.
For more information about all these places, please go to gardentime.tv.
Thanks so much for watching today, and we'll do it all again next week, right here on Garden Time. Don't you just love all the things inside Garden Time magazine? So much great information about gardening.
I do, William. There's new plants, adventures, recipes, local gardeners, home tips.
And it's free, right in your email. But there's 2 things you left out.
What's that?
You and me. We write some of the articles and get to share our gardening knowledge.
Of course. I should have... William, where did you go?
Right here, Judy. You'll find both of us every month in Garden Time magazine.
Sign up for your free subscription on the Garden Time website.
The proceeding was a paid program of the Guston Creative Group and its sponsors.